Hey, we're back.
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Great.
Awesome.
Episode 22.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention last week was episode 21. I had all these grand plans to, since we hit 20 the week before, to talk a bit about where we were in the campaign and reminisce, and then we got talking about sports of all things, and sort of got distracted. But yeah. Last week's episode was interesting. You guys learned a lot, gave up a lot, and so I learned everything. I know everything about you guys now, which is awesome.
Oh.
Jerry, a tale is a gift that you get to keep for yourself as well.
No, I had a lot of fun last episode. You guys were such great sports. It was fun. It was fun to see. But yeah, now we're on episode 22.
But
And
Jerry, speaking of gifts, Craigar kind of messed this up for me last week, but I actually had on order
Oh my goodness.
that mug for you.
what?
Oh.
Oh,
I'll be dropping that by your house at some point.
Wow. So the mug says what on it? I don't
It
know if
says,
we should say that for the listeners.
Tears
Yeah.
of my players.
Tears
Yeah.
of my players.
I was going
Oh.
to break this out next session in my game because I'm pretty sure I'm going to make them cry.
Oh God.
Oh, well, they're always salty. Tears are.
Well, thank you so much, Alar.
Not that you've made us cry too often, but
Not too often, and it doesn't buy you anything. I still might kill you off next episode.
never mind,
who
Jerry.
knows?
Never mind.
Just smash the cup now. And, no, thanks a lot for that. That's really cool. I was honestly when Craigar held his cup up, I was like, oh, I need to get one of those. It's like
Yeah,
I need to make people cry more often.
And
That's
my son bought it for me. I was like, oh,
yeah, that is nice. That is a nice geeky gift, and I'm all about that. So, well, thank you very much. Yeah. Well, now I'm sort of touched and lost train of thought here, but episode 22.
I'm messing with your mind, Jerry.
Right, totally kicked me out of the game now. So last time, you guys gave up some secrets and learned some new stuff, and I suppose I should take a second to thank our listeners and our patrons out there. Thank you so much for making all of this possible. And Alar, why don't you give us a recap?
Very well, Jerry. Alar and the secrets found the hidden shrine to Olendar. They made a deal with the blind priest, offering up their hidden burdens in exchange for boons. Craigar's curse was lifted, Brokos found forgiveness, Triss had a vision of a nemesis seeking her head, and Alar got a clue to deciphering the coded messages. Would they find them in the temple of the god of death? Stay tuned.
Nicely done. I don't know why listening to that, I was reminded of a message that we received on Facebook. I think I shared it with you guys last week. Is that right? Did you guys see that message? Got
Yes,
from
I saw
somebody
it, yeah.
in the UK, and it was like the nice,
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
note.
was really nice.
It was a really
Yeah.
great message.
Fantastic message. And I know we spent some time last episode sort of talking about pandemic and how we were tired of it, but man, one message like that, I think I was on cloud 9 for about 3 days after that, just like, yes, we're having fun. This is my one shot to see all of you lovely people, any given week, and to have people out there listening to us and brightening their day, like this game.
And I'm just proud that the faith of ILO is, taking root in the UK. That makes me really, really warm.
Yeah, Aileron really had an impact on people. So yeah, it was really cool. So everybody out there, I just wanted to throw that out. It was such a lovely note from a friend in the UK, a listener in the UK, and all of you people out there listening. Stay safe. We're thinking of you, and thanks for all the well wishes and all the feedback. It really helps boost the spirits over here. So thank you, Alar, for the recap. Now, what did you guys decide to do last time? There was some talk of Graham's house, some talk of maybe going to Galros's temple.
Well, there's still daylight yet.
Can
Yeah,
I,
assume we're kind of walking down the stairs, so we've left the hidden sanctuary.
is
Yeah.
there maybe perhaps a request I can make?
Sure.
I would perhaps, if I could convince the rest of them to take a short rest for the benefit of my wild shaping. That way, if we decide to go out and get more adventurous, I have that available. It will only take an hour.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sure.
Can we spare that?
Yes, and then I want to ask about this mate of yours, Kregar.
Mhm.
So we could spend an hour in the shrine room of.
Why don't we go down to the fountain?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Get out of Olendar's place and.
Yeah, I don't really care to be here.
Okay.
It'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, you don't want to see the snacks they serve. That's for sure. So
Salted beetles and
you
Okay.
make it back down to the fountain, and everyone's just oddly quiet. You know, it was a lot of revelations were made, and a lot of very personal information. And you guys are, sort of taking the time going down the stairs to process all of that. But then you arrive at the fountain, and it's probably mid-afternoon, and you're going to rest.
Apparently, we're going to take a short rest and refill our canteens and sit by the
Yes.
fountain
All
and
right.
reflect.
No, I am asking. I want to know about this mate of yours.
What do you want to know?
Well, it seems odd that you did not mention this whole time that we were trapped in the bucket room, and
It wouldn't be a secret then.
is this your urgency to get back to Old Town?
Hmm. It's part of it. I mostly wanted to see, well, a number of things. But yes, I'm curious about her well-being and if she brought our pups into the world.
Hmm.
That does explain a lot for me too.
What was her name?
Kizara.
Kizara. How did you meet Kizara?
Tell us
Wow.
about your first date.
Well,
tell us everything.
bugbear rituals are probably very dissimilar from your kind. Let's just say that I saw her and she was being beset upon by others. As you know, bugbears are very marginalized in this city. So I took care of the problem.
Hmm.
It's one way to a woman's heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, could see that.
I would rather not get into the nature of the way our relationship started due to the rating on this show. But if you look up bugbear mating rituals,
Look at
Little parental guidance on that recommendation.
right. If there are any photos or drawings, just avoid those. If you can. Well, yeah. Too much.
Bugbears don't maintain a family life like you might expect.
Hmm.
It's generally accepted that the females raise the cubs. and then abandon them once they're ready to survive. It's the only way
Nice.
you can teach independence and how to get on in this world.
Mm.
There's nobody that's going to take care of a bugbear.
I mean,
I took care of a bugbear.
touche.
You showed me kindness, and that was why I was in your debt.
That was weak.
You thought you were a dog, though, for part of that time.
At first, I thought you're like, yes, I'm a shapen, mangy dog, but it's okay.
Oh, I love that. That does add so much flavor to these characters. Anything else you guys want to talk about while we're spending some time at the fountain?
So, Alar, do you know your true parentage?
I do not.
Hmm.
My mother was ashamed of her infidelity with my father.
So, what I didn't get is your mother Elven?
Oh, yes, my mother and my adoptive father, my stepfather, was
Okay.
they were Elven.
Okay.
But who my human father was, I do not know.
Interesting.
Yet.
All right. So we'll say as you guys are talking things over and getting to really know each other now after several months together.
Well, I think once we drank from that cup, we really got to know each other quite well.
You crossed some serious boundaries here. The
We never
bucket,
really found
the
out if
cup.
he We never really found out if he washes the cup after his ceremonies, did we?
Oh God,
I don't think he does.
probably not. Yeah.
Not okay. Not okay.
So, I realize we're bonding and all, but we probably should talk about
Yeah.
him. Pointing at Pierce.
Okay. Piers is looking at you and he's like,
He can hear us, right?
yeah.
I think he needs a different haircut, that's for certain. That's not flattering to your face shape at all.
Well, in 3 days, that face shape's going to be different. We were worried about me, but now there's another pressing concern about the full moon coming.
That is a very good point.
I believe
Clock
you
is
got
ticking.
you picked up some silver weapons as well, Kragar.
Well, we all have them.
This is
I would suggest that now is time we part ways with you, Piers.
okay. He's like he starts to kind of, back away from you guys and he's like, I thank you for your assistance and I understand your reluctance to continue on with me, but I think it is probably best that I go and find Petra, get out of this cursed city.
Okay, but
Best of luck, and
no, I'm not done with him yet. I need to know more about this Vash, Commander Vash. What does she look like? Do I know what she looks like?
She has dark hair with a white streak
and amethyst eyes.
and amethyst eyes. She is a strikingly beautiful woman.
Human?
And yes, human. And she's been kind of strolling around the town. When Pierce saw her, she was still in her Legionnaire armor outfit uniform and was able to walk freely like that in the daytime, like totally unafraid of any repercussions, like she owned the city.
Is she also a lycanthrope?
Yes, for sure.
So you said that she turned you?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Were there others that she turned that you know of?
Well, Colonel Visser, of course. So you must watch out for him as well. I don't know if she would have gone so far or been so bold as to turn anyone close to the Baron, but I would not put it past her.
Why did she turn you?
I, at one time, was seen as an up-and-coming officer, very capable leader of men and women, and I feel with the oncoming war between the Durham siblings, they felt they needed more able leaders, commanders in the field under their control.
Do you know why she did the memory thing on me instead of just turning me?
So he's, he says, I know that you were close, that your commanding officer was Lieutenant Mal Trevane, correct?
Yes.
So Mal Trevane occupies a position very close to the Baron. I assume you were running errands for Mal, carrying messages, bearing the Baron's seal, back and forth between Visser and Mal, and I would just guess that you were just too much of a risk, too much of a liability. They couldn't kill you because that would be a problem, but they also couldn't have you wandering around still in the Legion. So the best thing they could do is get you to retire so they could hunt you down at their leisure.
I see.
Wow.
Now that you say that, it makes me think that perhaps the Baron has not been infiltrated yet.
Well, now that we know these details, we can be the hunters.
I would caution you. She is formidable. Very cunning. And this gem that she has makes me feel like she has some other kind of powers that I'm not aware of.
Wow.
So just watch yourselves.
We'll gain some more experience before taking her on.
We'll go level up and then we'll think about it again. So he's like, I will still try to contact you, or I'll send word to Wolfcanute or this Haydn fellow you've mentioned if I find out any information that might be helpful to you. I hope we can still help one another. I completely understand where you may not want me around, but I'll find someplace safe, someplace far away from you before the full moon.
Well, try not to massacre any innocents.
I'll try not to.
Says the assassin. Cool.
They're not innocents if they're contracts, so,
That's
Yeah.
not true. I didn't do
So,
anything.
yeah. Anyway, so you guys are rested up, and you see Piers. He very sort of uncomfortably makes his retreat, and he wanders off down the road and parts ways with you. And nice wave goodbye. And you guys have an hour has passed with all of that. And our friend Brokos has his wild shape back, and we're good to go.
Let us go to the Temple of Galros.
The Temple of Galros. Perfect. From your earlier wanderings in the Temple District, you know exactly where the Temple of Galros is. Its squat, dark stone exterior stands out in your memory. Relatively unadorned, its bleak facade and cheerless surroundings seem to provide little comfort for those seeking the god of death. You walk up a low ramp toward a gaping entryway that's sunken deep into the surrounding structure. Square stone pillars line the grim portico, giving you the sensation of being slowly swallowed up by the gates of hell. Ahead, an iron-bound door of dark-stained wood bars your entry.
I will approach the door and examine it.
All right. It looks like a fairly conventional door, very stout. Would definitely be hard to break through, not impossible. Kind of a double door setup, and there appears to be a fairly standard locking mechanism that has been engaged.
Hmm. Well, I can try to bypass this lock, unless we want to circle around and search for another way in.
No, just see what you can do, Kregar.
All right, I will see what I can do.
You're going to try to pick the lock?
I am.
Awesome.
I'm surprisingly good at this. That will be a 19.
Yes. So you very quickly, before you even barely have your tools inserted into the lock, you feel around and it clicks and starts to swing open.
That's how I roll.
Just like that, people. So now what? The doors are open.
I put my lock kit away, pull my swords out, and push the doors open.
All right. Inside, you see a sepulchral interior, dark and smelling faintly of incense and decay.
So is
Now,
this
wait.
the main part of the temple, or
Yeah, it's kind of the
there
main
an
entry
altar?
point to the temple. You guys can go in and see. It looks like it's a long, broad central corridor. Seem to be kind of open doorways on either side of this broad passage in the middle. But that's all you can make out from here.
Well, we know the book is in the catacombs below. Let us
Ah.
look for a stairwell.
Yes, let us do that.
All right. So you enter the dark interior and see these small chambers that line the broad central corridor. They all appear to be empty. Some of them have stone tables on them, make you think of maybe getting them prepared for burial, getting bodies prepared for burial. Which is slightly disturbing since they're quite out in the open. And as you walk along, the corridor narrows and you're in a hallway. And in this hallway, you see that it broadens out up ahead and looks more like what you were expecting, sort of like an open room. And there's a tapestry that runs from floor to ceiling. And even from this distance, you can see black fabric with a red candle on the palm of an open hand. Galros's symbol, evocative of the fragile and all too brief nature of life. On either side of the tapestry, you see the chamber's only other adornments, large statues shaped to look like grotesque, diseased mockeries of humanoids. Grim reminders that Galros is also the lord of disease and decay.
This is cheery.
Mhm.
Any other passages out of this room?
Not that you can see. Just this large tapestry up ahead. And I will.
Well, let's look behind the tapestry.
It's always a good idea. I will put it up on your map here.
Oh,
A map.
that's not good.
There is a map. It's always a bad sign, isn't it?
It is.
So, is the map working for everyone?
Uh-huh.
All right.
I don't know yet. Hold on.
You should see yourselves towards the bottom of the
Yes.
screen. Perfect. Does someone want to share the map?
I don't think my map fully loaded.
Yeah, I'm like seeing.
Just a
Part of it.
zoom.
Is that kind of cropped off?
Yeah, at different sizes it crops off. It's kind of weird.
Yes, it's.
Oh,
very
does
weird.
it?
Yeah.
When I shrink it down or
Yeah, is it dangling off of the edge of the?
Yeah, you should be right at the very bottom.
All right. Now I can see all four of us.
Yep.
I'll share.
Yeah.
I'm sharing here. So
Yep.
That looks
Okay.
right. That does look right. Okay. Perfect. So this is kind of the hallway space, and up ahead is the room where you can see, make out the tapestry and the statues.
So the tapestry's on the north wall.
Yep, farther up ahead.
Yeah. So not just 20 feet ahead of us, but a lot farther.
Yep, you'll have to move up.
Yeah. There. Okay. There.
Yeah. Some statues. There's the tapestry. It has a little red line there
Yes.
in your map. So yeah, there's not much else in this room besides this tapestry and these statues. But if you look behind the tapestry, you do find a small alcove. And there's a stone doorway carved with an intricate scene of twisted corpses, all facing a single candle. And the door is locked with no discernible mechanism in sight.
It's a stone door.
Yep.
All right. Because I am innately paranoid, bear with me a moment, and I'm going to fish out my 50 feet of rope.
Okay.
I hope we don't have to do any climbing today. I'm going to cut it into 10-foot strips.
All right.
I don't know what everybody else is going to do while I'm doing this, but
I'm going to look on with curiosity.
and then I'm going to go and I'm going to bind the legs of each statue with 10 feet of rope as thoroughly as I can.
Nice.
I've heard of traps like this.
Okay. So
you
you're
didn't let me
binding.
do this in your game, Don. I'm just saying. When I tried this trick on you,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Very well done.
okay, I'm gonna light a candle and hold it up to the door.
All right. Well, that's good thinking too. On the door, so I'm going to say, let's have you roll investigation. Say you're inspecting the door with your candle. And
A mere 12.
a mere 12. You do spend some time looking at it, and I assume you're hoping that the candle sort of highlights something. The candle doesn't seem to do anything, and you spend some time sort of focused on it and holding it up, and but then when you take a look at it, back up and take a good look at the sculpture itself, you do notice one of the figures on this stone carving is has like a skull for a head, and seems weird because it's it's facing the wrong way. It's facing directly at you, and sort of stands out now that you're looking at it.
Can I manipulate the skull? Can I like turn it? Can I push it?
Yes, you push it. Let's see. You press it gently, and it pops out of the door with a quiet click. You try to manipulate it more, but suddenly you hear a loud grating sound and something hitting the floor, something very heavy and perhaps made out of stone crashing to the floor. And you hear more scraping
Like behind the door.
not behind the door, behind you on the other side of the tapestry. And all of a sudden, you see one stony arm reach around the edge of the tapestry from down below, and it's time to roll initiative.
Okay.
All right, so is it one of these statues? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. It is has fallen over and it is crawling towards you. So you see
Dragging
this,
itself on its
Sorry,
hands.
Jerry.
yeah. So you see this stony arm come from underneath the tapestry and grab the floor in front and drag itself through.
Well, I mean, when you say through the tapestry,
Well, you guys
Underneath
are
it.
still on this side of the tapestry on the map. You'll have to.
So you're saying, I thought the tapestry was flush against the wall, yeah?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, well, we wouldn't have all been through there. I mean,
Yeah.
besides, there wouldn't have been enough space.
There, I see.
So which one started crawling?
I can't
Uh,
move myself anymore.
You can't?
On purpose. I can move Alar.
There we go.
I can move Alar.
Okay. So, and now I can't move that. There we go. So just right over here, kind of, well, Brokos is kind of in the way
Can we
now.
move?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I was standing the whole time.
Was it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would have assumed
I'll bet right there. That's fine.
that if Alar wanted to go through and mess with that, I mean, we would probably all been just like milling about.
Yeah, I know you tied the legs. I just assumed you were all going to go fiddle with the door or something, but that's not the
totally
case.
would have. I would have been right there by Alar.
Yeah, in which
keep
case,
tabs on
I
him.
would have wanted to be out, kind of watching. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm just standing right here.
So the statue collapses, manages to pull itself forward, and just manages to get one arm underneath the thing. And that's what Alar hears as he's trying to manipulate this this mechanism on the door that he discovered.
I'm sure Kragar can take care of that.
Yeah, Kragar and Brokos, you were out there, and
Mhm.
what you see is this statue suddenly topple forward, just totally unmoving, and then it just falls forward, hits the ground, and starts dragging itself forward towards Alar.
I knew I should have broken their legs. All right, so I mean, yeah, I would. As soon as he starts moving, I'm gonna pounce on him. So let's. So we're doing initiatives.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we'll say that it seems fixated on getting behind the tapestry, totally ignoring you. So you guys,
I'm used to grabby fans. That's why I need you as a bouncer, Kragar. Earn your keep.
earn your keep, Kragar. Let's see here. I'm going to do that.
Oh, Kragar. I should get a 7.
That's how it is what it is.
Oh my gosh, I actually beat someone. That's amazing. All right. So let me order these. And it looks like we have Brokos coming in at 16, Alar with a 14, Triss with a 10, the statues at a 9, and Kragar bringing up the rear with a 7. Fun.
He was just so startled, but he was right.
Like, I did a thing. Hey,
I did
everybody.
it. Did you see that?
No, it was good thinking, Kragar. Anyway, statue topples forward, manages to pull itself slightly to reach underneath the tapestry. Brokos, you're right there.
Mhm.
You jump a little bit and turn around and see this thing crawling, but it doesn't seem to be interested in you at all. What are you going to do?
I am going to, as a bonus action, turn into a giant spider
Ooh.
and cast a web upon the statue to restrain it.
All right.
So you need to do, let's see here, I got to do a attack on that, and then you'll need to do a strength save, I think, here.
Okay.
Kragar, you got spider butt in your face right now.
I'm not happy about the spider butt.
That happens.
I hate him doing spiders.
So I got a 12 for
That
strength.
fails.
All right.
And I got a 17 to attack, so I take it I am able to get him.
Okay.
And that would mean that you are restrained. Target restrained by webbing.
Nice.
All right. So it managed to crawl forward. You whip around, see it heading towards Alar. You cast.
And I am
your
going
spell.
to take a step back, like start crawling up the wall.
Oh, nice. You turn into a spider, web it up, and scamper up the wall.
A giant spider.
Giant spider.
So I don't scamper, I just like long legs.
Creepy.
One brushes past Kragar's head as it.
You're so mean.
Yeah, that's super, super creepy. Perfect. All right. So that one is restrained. Kragar, you see this. You're kind of freaked out by it. But it looks like it's now bound up. Alar, you obviously noticed something happened out there. You saw this hand come out, but then all of a sudden it stopped, and it's just kind of very ineffectually like clawing at the ground, pawing at the ground, but it's not moving forward anymore.
Broko, stop that. I'm busy here. I will continue manipulating the skull, and I will try to move the skull so it's facing the candle.
All right. So you do, and as soon as you start to twist it counterclockwise, all of a sudden you hear another click, and there's a little bit of give in it, like you could push it back into the stone surface again.
I will do so.
So you push it back in so it's flush with the surrounding stone, and the door pops open.
Hooray! I have opened a door.
I don't know what you guys are doing back there, but you should come and see this.
We've got company. Triss.
All right. Doing anything else, Alar? You open the door.
What do I see behind the door? Yeah, I opened the door.
So behind the door is kind of a small landing and then stairways going down.
I found the stairs.
Hurry up, people.
I will move into the landing.
Ah, all right. Just getting the heck out of there. I like it. See if you
I'm a
can
man
lock
with
it
a
from the other
purpose.
side. Yeah.
See if you guys can figure out this devious puzzle.
All right. Triss, it's now your turn. You see Alar very happy with himself as he
As
opens the
usual.
door and walks through.
All right. So I will step out from behind the tapestry, and I will yell to follow Alar down the stairs.
You see that Kragar is being attacked by a spider. His worst nightmare.
And I will go ahead and attack this other. The statues didn't miraculously turn back to statues, did they?
No, they didn't.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be nice, huh?
Yeah, like once you get the door open, they're like, "Oh, okay, it's all cool here," and then
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was hoping. But
Obviously,
kidding.
they belong. Yep.
all right. So since that didn't happen, I will go ahead and do.
And we could retreat.
Well, I am covering your retreat. That's why I just yelled at you to follow Alar down the stairs. Okay, Squishy?
Hmm.
He's giving it some thought.
All right, well, I'm going to attack with a superiority die,
Oh, nice.
using the fainting attack. And gain advantage. Yes, so I get to attack with advantage.
All right. See what
Oh,
you
and
get.
that is very good. I'm glad that I did that. So that is a 21 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. And then I get to use additional damage. Ooh. 14, 15, for 16 damage.
16 damage. As you strike the stony exterior of this creature, it seems like it doesn't do as much damage as you had hoped. Little bits, fragments of its body fly off, but it seems to not even notice, and definitely didn't bite as deep as you had hoped. The stone is very hard, very difficult to deal with your um, more or less mundane weapons. And creature's turn. So the statue that you just attacked, Tris, is going to try to attack you.
Mhm.
And that is a 15. That does not
not
hit.
hit, and I'm going to expend another superiority die to use a bonus action to riposte. No, riposte. Sorry.
Oh,
I wanted
sweet.
to make them. Yeah. You can use reaction expend to make it. Yep. So I'm going to attack again.
Dang.
That is a. Oh wait. No, that's okay. It's +4. Sorry, I was looking at my initiative modifier. That is a 22.
That is a hit for sure.
Okay, and wrong die. There we go. Oh, that one was not nearly as good. That at 9, 10, 11. That's 11 damage.
11 damage. All right. So again, you strike this very tough material. This creature doesn't do quite as much as you want, but you definitely are doing some damage. The creature is going to try to bite you now after your riposte and not do a very good job of that either. So lunges at you with its strangely distended mouth open wide and misses by a mile. Kragar, you're up.
Broncos
Wait,
into the
I've
hall.
got this
You
other
want
one.
to try to break loose? Yeah.
Yeah, I better
Yeah.
roll for that. Ooh, that is an 18.
Well, you break loose, but that's your action.
Okay, I break loose. And
Wait,
Kragar.
so their legs are still tied though, so they'd have to break that too.
Yeah,
So we could outrun them right now.
yeah. This one that's over here is basically just did not move, didn't try to move. Triss sort of engaged it. The other one that fell over is still struggling. Obviously broke free of the web, but still struggling with the tied legs.
Okay, I'll run.
All right. So you
I mean, I
got
know you want to kill them, Kragar, but
I really do.
does
but,
killing a statue feel like killing?
and I feel like I have the wrong weapon set for these. I don't have any bludgeons, so. So Ayla, you're down the hall a little bit?
I am, yeah.
All right, I will run to get inside of the door and be ready to Is it closable?
Yeah, it is.
All right. I will run and basically hold my action to slam the door and say, "Come on!"
Come
I'm
with
already
me,
in here.
Liv. Already. I'm behind you. All right. So you guys make your way down toward the stairway.
Well, I don't know. I mean, does Brokos and Triss follow?
I will find out.
Brokos, you're up. You see Kragar.
Yeah, so I'm going to shoot a web towards the one on Triss's side.
All right. And I got a 20.
Okay. But that's on you're restrained until your turn. And
Okay.
then you get to break loose. If I hit. So, 1 second.
Let's see what you do. Creepy spider guy.
15.
Yeah, that just hits.
And then I'm just going to start heading down. I don't know now if I can squeeze myself in there and you'll allow me to just have half movement like a rough terrain, or if I can even fit as a giant spider down that hallway.
I would say that since you're mostly legs,
I'm on the ceiling.
yeah, and you can basically take up most of the space. In my imagination, I think you can fit.
Okay. And so I'll head towards that door then.
All right.
And then I'm wondering why they're just standing there. And
Well, so
Because it's only my turn now.
Like, what's
Patience, man.
going on? All
Why are
right.
you all in a rush? I just got the door open. Little gratitude for doing the rogue's
yeah.
job would be nice.
Did anyone thank me
I'll
for
go
opening the
Jerry.
door?
Yeah. Come on.
Alar, your turn.
I will make my way down with my candle before me,
All right. So heading down the stairs. Perfect.
moving away from my unappreciative allies.
Okay. Triss, you're up. You see everyone is making their way towards the door, and the gargoyles still seem to be struggling with the various bonds that have them entangled currently.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I retreat.
All right.
Oh, it's the wrong one. I did it again.
So as soon as she runs by me, I'll use the action I held to shut the door.
so
Okay.
just I don't know anybody do this DM, but the webbed target can attack. They just have to do it at disadvantage.
But she could do it. She could disengage.
Yes. True.
Yes.
Okay.
True.
Well, I missed anyway, so within 10.
He just had to tell his fellow gargoyle that at least he tried, right?
Hey, no one can accuse me of not doing my job. You all managed to squeeze into the door, and Kragar is waiting there to slam it shut, and he does, and you hear it click and lock into place, and you're
I
like,
know it's very exciting that I got the door open, but you don't all have to crowd.
why is everyone sweating? What's going on? So you manage to avoid it, and you can hear some, even through this thick door, you can hear some kind of movement out there, like stone on grating on stone. And so you know that things are still moving around out there, but you don't know what's happening.
We should make haste and maybe find a different exit.
All right. So you are behind the door in the stairwell, and you climb down the broad stone steps, following them as they take you deeper into the hillside below the temple. Finally, they end in what must be the catacombs. Ancient brick columns, as far as you can see, set between row after row of sarcophagi. Even the walls near you are lined with shallow depressions where more sarcophagi lie in an orderly arrangement that takes full advantage of the available space. From somewhere deeper in the enormous chamber, you hear an echoing voice, chanting in a dry monotone.
Chanting.
There's someone down here.
I thought all the priests had left.
Yeah,
Well,
somebody probably locked the door.
I guess the god of death had need of his priests in this city still.
We should be quiet.
Brookus, you can change your picture now.
I'm still a giant spider.
I'm staying a spider.
All right. I suggest that I stealth ahead to see if I can scope out what this priest might be up to.
Okay. So why don't you roll your stealth then? And if anyone else that wants to follow along, you should roll stealth as well.
What? I rolled a 12.
Well,
I got an 18. Creeping through the limbs of the ashwood have taught me well.
I don't know if giant spiders get any bonus, but
Yeah, I do. Certainly. Certainly do. Let's see here.
All right, I
That
guess I
is
have to do this.
23.
Oh,
nice.
I actually got a. Oops, nope, I forgot I have to roll with disadvantage. Oh,
Oh, why?
That armor.
yeah. Oh, it's not horrible though. I still got a 16.
Nice. Everyone beat
So I sneak ahead. They're particularly quiet today.
yeah, shushing everyone behind you. So yeah, you follow the sound of this this voice, passing row after row of oblong stone boxes, and ahead you finally make your way to a point where you can see an opening in the endless aisles, and there appears to be sort of a clear area, roughly circular in shape. You can make out 4 men in rough spun black robes sitting around the edge of a 5th man who stands in the center behind a lectern made of humanoid bones. The 5th man is droning on in a loud, practiced voice, the words coming from an enormous book that sits atop the platform of skulls. Master of the grave, grant your blessed rest to the soulless and lost. King of the crypt, hold them in your serene slumber. As you approach, you can see that the other men that are sitting around seem to be in some kind of, trance-like state, meditating, sitting cross-legged on the floor, facing toward the 5th man who's reading.
Okay, I will look back into the gloom behind me till I can see. I don't know who's next. I imagine Triss.
Sure.
Should I murder him?
Can I please kill somebody?
Do you think that is the Book of Skulls?
Probably. I'm guessing they're not going to give it up without a fight.
Maybe we can just borrow it.
We only need to look at one page.
Yeah.
How
Lending
tall-
library.
How tall are the ceilings?
The ceilings are about 15 feet.
Oh, okay.
So look, now you've presented this map. These rectangular things on either side of those crypts.
Yes.
Sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi, yep. As you guys are talking,
Whispering.
whispering,
Stealthily.
very
If
stealthily,
Rhaegar- if if you need some tips on roguish stuff. I'm actually pretty good at this.
One of the men notices you and abruptly stands.
One of the
Come
men in the
on.
trance?
Come
Yeah.
on.
I rolled a natural 20, so I gotta
Boo.
do something.
Well,
Um,
clearly he's not praying very well, so
Yeah.
Shame
and
on him.
I don't know. I'm just saying, if he's in a trance, he's probably at a disadvantage.
I think he's
Yes.
faking. Either that or he's a faker.
Yeah, he could be a faker.
Right.
But he has a very alarmed look on his face as his eyes fix on you.
There's a giant frickin' spider on the ceiling. Yeah.
Right.
Clackety clack clack clack.
And strangely enough, he doesn't seem all that concerned about that. He looks nervously back at the reader and then back to you, and he rushes over as quickly as his legs will carry him. And he's like, "Blessed death, what are you doing here? Do you know how dangerous this is? Go now."
Oh, we need to read that book real quick.
Read the book. The reader must not be interrupted. Come. And he walks away from the circle even farther and turns to wait for you, kind of like, come on. Yeah, well, let's go. Get out of here.
Well, do you happen to know what verse 823 is?
Wait a second. How do you even know about the book?
I know lots of things.
So I'm literally, while they're talking, I'm gonna just like sneak over to the side and hide.
Okay.
Obviously, that guy will know where I'm at, but
All right. So you're just going to kind of wander off, and he's looking at you sort of, a little bit perturbed by the fact that you've wandered off and not in the right direction, not back out like he wants you to go. And he's like, but wait a second. What are you doing down here? How do you know about the Book of Skulls? I don't understand.
Someone has used verse 823 as a cipher for encoding messages that we desperately need to decrypt. So if you could just tell us what stanza 823 is, we'll be on our way. And I give him my best smile.
Okay. Why don't you roll persuasion?
Sure. And that will be a 20.
Wow. Okay. So he's like, the book is one of our order's most guarded secrets. If someone was using it as a means to encode a message, it would mean that one of us is working with whoever this is. Who do you say is encoding messages?
Well, that's what we seek to find out.
I mean, who is delivering them? Who's the recipient? I mean, who are they working for?
These are excellent questions that perhaps can be answered if you tell us what 823 is.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I want to sneak as best as I can down this row.
All right. So you can sneak along, sort of hiding behind the columns in the sarcophagi.
Like down on hands and knees, just creeping along quietly.
So, okay, Kreger's creeping along.
It's going to be that scene where there's just feet, and he looks and there's his feet, and he looks up, there's a guy standing there.
Like looking at him. What are you doing? And he's like, that it's impossible. That would mean that whoever is doing this is working with one of us. And the only person that leaves the catacombs is Brother Harmon, the reader. He goes up to the temple to fetch water for us.
Well, there you go. So perhaps we'll just go ask him.
Yeah. I'm going to start making my way over to the reader on the ceiling.
All right. I forgot to make you big again, Brokos.
Yeah.
So he's like, what? This guy, he's like, what? This doesn't make sense. There's no way Brother Harmon would, but he's following along. Like he's semi-convinced that there's something strange afoot. because of the persuasive delivery of Alar and the fact that, all of you managed to find your way down here is just totally has thrown him off his game. And as you approach, you're all looking at this Brother Harmon who is reading behind this lectern. And as you look at him, he makes eye contact with all of you. And you can see a moment where panic races across his face. And suddenly, he stops reading and breaks off into an awkward run, trying to get around you. Trying
us?
to,
Wow.
trying to go back, presumably to the exit.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I really wanted to be completely concealed. So if this guy comes running around the corner, I'm going to stab him in the face.
Sounds good to me.
As soon as he runs, I'm within distance. Can I like do a Spider-Man and grab the book with a web?
Nice. Do it.
I will let you roll for that.
Okay.
Certainly.
All right.
I think we need to catch this Brother Harmon.
Well, I'm hoping to get a surprise attack off here.
Not kill him. Not kill him.
I'm hoping to get a surprise attack off here. Sorry.
Just
So
let me
that's
do
a-
what I do.
It's a 21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you trying to do
I
exactly?
just want to shoot a web out, which I have 30 feet. I just want to shoot a web out here.
Okay.
I crawl up, shoot a web on the book, and grab it, and kind of, web it back in like a Spider-Man would be shooting out from his webs to grab the book, and then slowly head back towards Triss.
Okay.
Okay, but
So-
that means you're going to be holding on to the book with your spinnerets.
I'm probably going to be, I was thinking about dragging it too, it's not my book. So,
So you're going to be holding the book with your butt.
yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Does that disturb you?
I'm between his cheeks. Um,
I was going to let
So-
enough to just hold it enough to I can pull it back to where it's just dangling.
So it's dangling from your butt. Okay, that's much better.
this is not good.
Do we get to roll initiative?
Yeah, let me okay.
Hagar wants
Stuff
to
up
stab
here.
her face first.
Right.
Jerry's just like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, let's go. I don't know how to make this all make sense again.
I feel like there's a map made for a reason.
Yeah, there's a map made for a reason. So this he takes off running down this aisle where he doesn't see Kragar, who has been crawling this whole time behind the sarcophagi. So he is looking back at everyone else, totally not paying attention. So yes, either Kragar will get a surprise attack,
He's got assassinate.
or he will just go tumbling over Kragar if Kragar just decides to do nothing. But as that guy takes off and stops his recitation, Spiderweb comes flying in and yanks this book right off of the lectern. And then everything, like all these black robe men jump up, and the panic in their voices, they begin shouting, and everyone's like looking around, like trying to figure out what's going on. And the guy that was talking to you, that first noticed you, he goes running up, and he's obviously panicked, and he's like, someone begin reading, read from the book, hurry, someone. And he pushes a man towards the lectern, and the guy that gets shoved towards the lectern is like, the book is gone, it flew away. And so they're all standing there, like,
Oh,
looking around,
Brokos, what have you done?
panicked.
Stirred
And so he's still trying to bark orders at the men, and he's like, find the book. And he goes up to the lectern himself, and he starts trying to, very like he's obviously trying to remember where the other guy left off, and he's trying to recite the words, and you hear him in a very stilted fashion start to, you know, recite things, presumably from the book,
From memory.
from memory.
So you're not gonna believe this, but I'm in the basement. There is a spider coming down right now. I'm not joking. Spider down coming from the ceiling down to my monitor.
Oh,
Pretty
no.
big.
It's pretty
It's awesome.
Is it giant though?
Yeah.
For Minnesota, it's it's a daddy long leg,
It's
so it looks bigger than
definitely-
it really is.
Well, if it shoots a web at your
Yeah.
keyboard and yanks it away, then we're
My dice.
big problem.
Not the keyboard, not the keyboard. Someone keep typing.
All right.
So
So,
what's happening here, Jerry?
Well, so we should probably
this
do
is-
initiatives.
yes,
surprise
we'll
round?
let you do your sneak attack first.
Sneak
Okay.
attack or assassinate, some people call it.
It's a love tap. All right.
Oh, this is gonna
Didn't
be
get-
brutal.
I didn't get a crit, but that is going to be a 21 to hit him.
Yes,
So
it's gonna be a big old surprise for Brother
yeah,
Harmon.
it is a surprise, but I wanted a crit. Ah, so that is only going to be 20 damage.
Only.
So you pop up, and I don't know what you use. Dagger? Is that what you use?
It's my rapier.
Rapier. So his
Silvered,
forward
yeah.
momentum just brings the rapier, slides through him all the way to the hilt.
Oh.
And he doesn't even realize it. He just looks confused that you're there, and takes him a second to look down, and then he just slowly slides off your rapier onto the floor and is dead.
That's convenient, Jerry.
There's 20 points of damage.
That is a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. So these other, brothers are running around trying to find this book. The first guy you talk to finally realized that it's dangling from a web from this giant spider that he noticed came in, and he's going to rush over there. And he's like just kind of shouting at you, Brokos, like, the book, we need the book, please, please. Come down here. Give me
All
the
right,
book.
I'll roll my 8 eyes and drop the book down to him.
All right. So he grabs the book. Meanwhile, someone else has stepped up and is trying to remember where they were. But it's just total chaos. They are in total panic mode, and suddenly you see something coming from deeper in the catacombs. One of the brothers screams like a piercing scream, like when he realizes what's happening, and you can only hear the faintest echo of unsteady chanting as the monk behind the lectern is trying to remember where they were and trying to stay focused with, what you see. What he sees just terrifies him to the core. It's a faint shape, nebulous and red, like blood, starts to float toward you from over the aisles and rows of sarcophagi. And then you see another coming from a different direction. And that's where we'll leave it. For this
Oh
episode.
no!
Oh, come
What?
We didn't get to find out what the verse 823 was.
I know.
All I was going to do is just read it and then put it back.
Well,
Put the book back.
I was just gonna say grab the page and tear it out
Oh.
and run.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to yell at Kragar. Bad, Kragar, bad. Oh,
Well, I
Uh,
assumed he was some, nasty priest that was going to do bad things with us.
Well, yeah. I think he's up to no good, but
but he's just a message boy. We need the information, and you kill the
Exactly.
information.
exactly.
He's not okay.
You need to stop killing our info here, Kragar.
Do you think we
He's
can
a-
bring him back to the cleric to bring him back from the dead, and then we can interview him?
Do you
yeah,
have any
Bad-
more secrets,
more
Vorkos?
secrets.
Bad Kragar.
Yeah.
And do you want to drink from the cup again? That's the main thing.
And Jerry,
Yeah.
just for that, there's going to be a little extra present in the cup.
I'm gonna wash that 3 or 4 times before I
Oh,
take a first
oh.
drink out
Make
of
sure
it.
you send it to all of us.
I'll be coming by all your houses later and
Yeah.
collecting.
I will take a picture of myself when I take my first drink, and we'll post it on our Facebook page, and it's gonna be awesome. Well, thank you guys. That was a lot of fun. You escaped the gargoyles. The whole spider thing
There
is
were
super
gargoyles?
creepy.
What are you
That
talking
They
was
about?
were.
the statues.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it accidentally before. So yeah, they're gargoyle guardians of some kind.
All right.
But made it to the catacombs, and now trying to figure out what the heck is going on down here. But we'll have to wait till next week for that.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Take
Thanks,
care,
Eric.
everyone. We'll
Yeah.
see you next
Bye,
Bye,
time.
everyone.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See everybody.